Well, Yuni, in your report earlier on, we saw a black and white version of Munch's The Scream, very famous. But I could say that, you know, with certainty that I've seen other versions out there.
Right, so there are actually 4 different versions of The Scream that are very well known. He started creating them starting from 1893 to 1910, and you'll see this first version in 1893 was made from tempera. It's actually the most famous version he's created. Now, this next version, 1895, was done in pastel and actually sold for 120 million US dollars in 2012, which was the highest record amount sold for any artwork at that time. And now this version was actually stolen from the Munch Museum in Oslo. And after it was recovered, it was restored, but the museum has been hesitant to release it to other museums again. And now there's another version that Munch created, but as you heard just a bit ago, he also created a lithographs, which is this black and white copy. And you know, the fact that Norway is lending out this copy of Munch's paintings after they were stolen is very rare, you know, a very unique chance to see it. This copy, this lithograph, was actually shown in MoMA in New York, and it's now being shown for the second time ever outside of Norway here in Seoul, so a very unique opportunity for all of us.
Right, right. So, you know, definitely not something that we can, you know, come by every day, so definitely something that we should take advantage of and go check it out.
Right. So Munch, you know, is very celebrated in all over the world, but especially in Norway. Last year actually marked the 150th birthday of the artist, and so the country to celebrate held an event, and so they actually had a gallery showing, and 10% of the population, which is 5 million people in Norway, visited this event. So it really speaks to the dedication they have to the artist and, you know, the reverence they hold for him.
Right, and you know, Korea has been expanding its exposure to Western art. I mean, we talked about this not too long ago. We talked about it in the works of Picasso or Gustav Klimt, but you know, with all these masterpieces, I'm sure that seeing it in person is very different. It's a very different experience than seeing it from our footages. So what's it like?
Right, so nowadays with the internet, the game of art really has changed. You know, you have access to so many different masterpieces, but you know, I really believe going and seeing these works in person, whether they be the real thing or replica, really just gives you a, you know, a whole different experience. And so with Munch as well, he has some beautiful masterpieces there that you really can see. I mean, everyone has seen The Scream, but he has other beautiful works as well. But I must tell you, the security there is absolutely crazy. So I was there, long lines, because people are huge fans of Munch, but at the same time you cannot get close because they really do want to protect his works, and so they have, you know, buzzers and alarms everywhere, but a very unique opportunity that I think everyone should take an advantage of.
I mean, and I understand them completely, you know, having stolen 2 of his pieces earlier on, you know, and his art deserves all the protection.
They don't want to risk it again.
All right, Yuni, thank you so much for that report.
Pleasure.